All right. Yay. Okay, getting my comments going here. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Connie Hart from at Connie Sam. You know, now that I've been posting some of my videos from Facebook to YouTube, people are asking me why my name is Connie Sam, and the reason is because Sam was my beloved, lovely Cocker Spaniel who died many years ago. And at the time, it was when AOL first started. Oh my God, when AOL first started. And I came up with the name, and we tried everything, every version of Connie that there is. And they were all taken. Remember, I don't know how many of you remember that time when it was so hard to find a name that wasn't taken on AOL. I'm dating myself, but I think it's because I turned 60 in a couple months, and it's like freaking me out a little bit. I don't feel old, but 60 always feels old, right? 60 sounds like an old person. Oh my God. And then when I talk about AOL first starting, oh my God, I am old. Anyway, today my plan is to show you a cool card, and then I'm gonna flip and show you some of the new products that are coming out in early January. And I tell you what, I've been trying to reel back a little bit how much I've been buying, because I haven't had enough time to show you everything that I've been buying, and I really want to use it up and not store it. I'm tired of being that hoarder, you know? Anyway, so this card is called a diamond fold, and I know there's a lot of different versions of it all over the place on the internet. You'll find a lot of consultants making diamond cards, but this one is my version, and it's easy. I need easy and I need fast, because you know that I have a tendency to bulk batch cards so I can send them to JJ, and I also bulk batch cards so I can send them to Club Scrap for birthdays and stuff. And so I just thought I would show you this one really quick. So the basic idea of it is it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just like a standard card, only it's long instead of folding upwards. It's like a vertical style, and then you have to make a couple of scores in it. So I'm just going to hold this up in case you want to do a screenshot. You scored at 5 1/2 and at 9, and this part folds backwards, and this is where we glue. Basically, you cut a square and you glue a square onto that side, and then you can back that square with cardstock or whatever, or you can just leave it plain, and you can, like in the card I'm making, just cut that excess off, and it, simple. Hi everybody. Okay, people are finding me. I'm on such a weird time today because I had a doctor appointment this morning, and I get to see, I used to see this particular doctor 4 times a year, and now my health has improved, thank you, and so now I only have to see him twice a year, but it's like he's a doctor I used to work with, and so I love seeing him, and so we spend a lot of time catching up. And Steve loves hanging out with him, and so Steve has to go. And next thing you know, we're chit-chatting for like an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm the person throwing off all of your doctors. Anyway, so there is our card, scored at 5 1/2, and there again at 9, and you just kind of fold it like so. Fold this part back. And then we are gonna make a square. Now I made, I'll show you. I used the Delightful Wishes stamps, and I just used a combination of a couple of different blues that I really like, and a little bit of like old olive green to stamp on. And the little tiny dots that I put on here are, and the Just a Note, are part of the Notes and Totes. What I like about the Notes and Totes stamp set is I really like the messages in it. They're big enough for the front of a card to be your main message. And I also like that there's the little icons that you can, that have little things that you can stamp around. You know, I like those. So that's how I created that. I didn't think you needed to watch me stamp it, so I went ahead and created that early. I honestly wasn't sure that I was going to go live today because, gosh, it's been a week. It's been a week. So this paper is part of that textured paper, and you can see it's like two-sided. It looks like weaving from a basket or the front. Remember the fronts of those speakers that we used to have, or cane chairs used to have some textured pattern like that. It's like a photorealistic paper. I mean, right? It looks like a photo. Hi, Heather, Denise, Christian, Christy. Thank you guys for watching. So I am going to just take some glue here. And you can pick whichever side you want, because both of them look pretty amazing in my opinion. But so this pattern right here is 3 1/4 by 4. All of your patterns, of course, if you want to leave a border, you would cut them 4 inches, since the card itself is 4 1/4. And I just measured that and I cut it at 3 1/4. And then I cut a second one here for the inside of the card. So when you open it, I like the idea of having another pattern on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one on. Like that. And then when your card is shut, a little portion is going to show here off to the side. And so I thought, well, let's do another pattern over here. So I really love this burlap. I've been using this burlap like crazy, but this side is really nice too. I think I have a basket that has that pattern in it. Isn't that weird? But there's a lot of patterns to this paper pack. And you know, one thing about these paper packs is I really appreciate that you get several sheets of each one so that you can make a lot of projects if one is your favorite, you know? All right, now we're kind of to that part where we need to make the triangle. Now this could be anything. Think about that. You could do a circle, a rectangle, a hexagon, you know, any shape you want. And basically, I just took a square of like espresso cardstock, and I was just going to glue that in there and attach it like that. I would only glue this side to the flap, right? Now here's the thing. When you do this, I cut this at, where's my measurer? Sorry, I didn't put my mat down today. This is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. That makes this 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And when you do it just a little bit small like that, when you attach this to your card, you'll see that you have a little bit there and a little bit there. That's extra. If you don't want to do it like I'm doing it. I'm going to do it this way to show you how I finagled that. This is 3x3, and it goes, when you turn it on the diamond, it goes tip to top, tip to bottom like this. So you wouldn't have any of that issue. So you could totally just use a 3-inch square with a little bit larger diamond. I just wanted to show you that you could use any shape and you can cut this any way you want, because this seems obvious, right? You glue that down and then just cut off that excess. That's pretty easy to do. But when you're going to use a smaller piece, I want to show you how I cut that. And this would be true if you were making a hexagon or a triangle or a circle or whatever you want. Basically, the idea is that you only want to adhere it to this flap. And so if you're going to do it from corner to corner of this diamond, you want to make sure you don't go over that middle point. And so I'm just going to do this number like that. And put it point to point and press. Now I could just leave I could have put paper down on here and just left it like that, and the whole thing opens and it looks great, and this would be covered with paper. But I like the idea of it just being a triangle. And so what I did was I took my scissors and I cut along the edge of my triangle down to my score. And then I cut directly onto my score like that. Okay, so basically I cut all that portion off. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut along the edge up to my score, and then I'm just going to snip that score like that. And look at that. Cool. Cool. That's it. That's the card, people. Not too bad. Looks like I could trim this a little closer. I'm a righty and I tried to cut it going the wrong direction. So there you go. I'm slowly starting to use my left hand for a lot of things. I feel like I'm really good at using my left hand for a lot of things because my parents were both lefties and I was taught how to do a lot of things left-handed, and I'm actually right-handed. But scissors is just something that I haven't mastered yet. I've done a lot, but not scissors. Okay, and then I just have these really cute iridescent gems, and I don't even know if those are available still. Everybody has gems in their stash somewhere. And so just pull off some gems and add those. I just think that's really cool. And so this is one of the cards and patterns that I'm sending to my group, my card making group this month. So I just thought I'd show you that card because it's pretty, it's pretty neat. The other card that I'm sending will be a surprise because it's a circle connector. I've made that card before, and I'll probably use that pattern again. But for now, this is the one. Okay, now, the other thing I want to show you, people keep asking me, I wish I knew what you were going to be using in the future so that I could order it and have it ready. And I wish I knew too. I just order a bunch of stuff, and then when the inspiration strikes, I go for it. This is an older set. It's in Last Chance. It's called Round We Go, and it's really cute. It makes those medallions. It has lots of great messages, and I like the fonts on this. It has those scatter pieces that I really like. And so You could just make flowers with it. Look, that would be a great daisy. You could stamp it in a light color and a dark color. I'll be using this soon. It's really inexpensive right now on Last Chance. I meant to look it up right before I signed up. I really like the dies for it because a lot of people have these dies in other brands and stuff. But I love the medallion idea. And what's really great about this, look at the circles and the different shapes. Does that just scream fireworks? And we are heading into the 4th of July, and I thought it would be really fun to do kind of a fun 4th of July page. I'll be doing that soon because we're running out of time, people. I need to get on it. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to show you that's been available for a little while is this beautiful blues kit. I like this kit in particular because there's something very striking about that blue and white. It is so gorgeous, and I've seen a lot of these cards made, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And then a lot of scrapbookers are starting to tweak this to make scrapbook pages. And that, of course, is what I had in mind when I bought it. Now that I've seen the kit and I've seen the cards made, I'm kind of thinking I definitely want to make at least one of each card before I start messing around with it to scrapbook. But I like that it comes with adhesive and a block. It comes with a Stampin' Spot in Night of Navy. And then it has this stamp set, the leaf set, and just a few simple messages. I didn't get out my instruction, but it'll have the printout of the messages. Wishing you comfort, you're in my thoughts, and sending love. And those are all very nice for sympathy or caring. More adhesive, little gems. I think the gems are they're a little like bright for the kit. They're a little super blue or something. So I don't know if I'll use the gems with this or not. But the envelopes, the only thing about the envelopes, like I like when the envelopes have the full color so I can open them up and use them as like photo mats on a scrapbook page. But look how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. And the bases alone, if you did nothing else to them, are really pretty. Look at that. So there's one card. You have a lot of little tags to stamp on. Here is another card. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, just imagine like cutting that apart and having it, you know, having your photos in the center and having those colors above and below. Gorgeous. So there's 3 of those. And then look at the blue. It looks like sky. I could totally see using this for anything sky related. I mean, like I wouldn't have to build a background, which is really nice. So that may not end up being beautiful, but it may end up being cute. Like it might be witches for Halloween or something. You just never know what I'll use those for, but I will use all of this kit up. I love that it has like really little overlays that you can put on it and pop up. It has places where your little messages can go. And these laser cut overlays they're just very pretty. Just look at that. Really nice. So this whole set is one of my favorite newer things that's been out for a little bit, but I think it's a little bit of a sleeper. I don't know that there's tons of people using it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I just thought I'm going to show you this because I will be using this soon. I don't like this kind of thing sitting around in my craft room very long. It just bothers me. to have things hanging out, not being used. I like to use things. Okay, so let's talk about online exclusives. They are coming up in July, and anytime every odd month, there's new online exclusives. So just like Close to My Heart had a new catalog every other month, Stampin' Up! More or less does the same thing. They just don't send out a catalog. They just have all this new stuff. And so I've purchased a few things. All right. And I have a reason why I purchased each thing. This is the first thing. It's called Just a Note. And the stamp set is really cool. I just think it's a little too basic for what it costs. The dies are the winner here. I love this. Is like a torn little notepad, and it'll be great for journaling on a scrapbook page or as a texture piece on the back of on a card front or something. But then look at this. You have little arrows and hearts and stars. And then you have little tabs that look like Post-it note tabs. You have paper clips and another little tab. And look at these little binder clips. I'm telling you, this die set is a big winner for anyone who scrapbooks. Yes, Heather, these are just awesome. And I can't wait to play with them. I haven't had a chance to, I was hoping to cut things out and show you what they look like, but I think I'll be using these on enough. I think that I'll be using this enough that you'll see all of it. And you can see it's just a tiny little set of dies, and so it doesn't look like much, but in a lot of ways this die set is bigger than some of their others. I just think everything in it is useful. So this tractor is, I showed you this briefly Wednesday. The tractor is just the bomb, and I'm excited about it because you know, living in farmland, having tractor set is pretty cool. And in my world, tractors are always green, not red. And so you will be seeing a lot of green tractors soon. There is a lady who used this set, and she must have been as excited about it as me. And on the demonstrator group, she posted a collage style, like a wall hanging using all kinds of farming stuff with this. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I may share that photo and give her credit in the comments today, because wow, it's a wowzer. And like I said, I've been looking for things with this set already to go with it. And I know I'm not supposed to promote other products, but you can see that's a pretty good size. That's the little trailer that the tractor pulls, and it's 2 inches wide. So yeah, you can put in it anything in here. You can put pumpkins or corn or Christmas trees or hay or whatever in there. But I was thinking, I bought some really cool puppies and kitties and things from Lawn Fawn that go in the back, that go on a fence or something. They're like chopped heads or something, you know what I mean? Little heads. And I thought, wouldn't that be cute having a couple of those popping out of there? I will be playing with this a lot. Okay. And then in that thought, I thought, you know, it would be really neat to use the prairie grass in the background, because if you do it right, it will look like corn or something in the background. And not only that, but this done in silhouette, And this is a great sympathy set. I'm kind of in that sympathy mindset because, you know, with Stephanie recently dying, I have just been really sad all week. It's just so sad to lose someone that you're so close to, and I was very close to her. It's hard. And so all these sympathy sets are just crying, use me, use me. I love them. And a lot of times it's very hard to know what to say to someone and their family when they don't know you. Her family doesn't really know me. But Stephanie and I have been friends for, 30 years. But you're not alone. I'm here for you. Sending the healing power of love. So very sorry. My shoulder is yours. Sometimes it's just hard. And this used in silhouettes with the blended backgrounds or with any of the 6x6 backgrounds, I think that'll look really nice. So there's that. They always come out with some Christmas in July kind of Christmas themes. And I gotta be honest, I'm not overwhelmed with joy with most of their holiday stuff I've seen yet. Now, that being said, I think I showed you a sneak of the holiday set that's coming out in September that's all in blues and whites, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But this one kind of caught my eye. It's a little more traditional. Holly Jolly. I like the icons on it. I think I can do something with that. The fonts are okay. Sometimes I look at these fonts and my handwriting is prettier than that. I think I can write Merry Christmas nicer than that font. I know that sounds just crazy. But I think my handwriting is nicer. You can disagree. It's okay. It will not hurt my feelings at all. But I want nicer fonts than that. And so I'm kind of on the fence about that. But I do love the mixed font and I like the typed font. And, I'll use it. I bought it because I liked it. Now, the cool thing about this, though, that caught my eye is we have another hybrid embossing folder. Now, this comes with a couple of rectangle stitched dies, which is perfect for a lot of the messages. And it comes with, this is a winner, joy. It comes with joy that you can cut out and just use it without the, stamp if you don't want to. Here, let me flip this over. You can definitely cut this out, or you can just cut this out and use it. So I like that. But the hybrid die is this one, and the embossing folder is so cool. Look at that. Then of course this will, you can kind of see it's quite raised, and you can see that this will kind of lock into place, and you'll be able to cut and emboss at the same time. Now I don't believe it cuts everything out, because not everything has a total cut line all the way around it, but it does make it more raised. So this is a fun one to play with, right? Anyway, I just thought I would show you that because that's coming out and you're gonna see me use it, and it's kind of unimpressive in the pictures. This is the problem. Everything is so hard to photograph to make it look as cool as it really is. I bought 2 new suites, and one of them, I know, pears, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. You like the fonts. Oh, good. Well, I'm happy. I'm mixed on those fonts, I love these fonts. They're a little more formal looking. This is the pears, and here's the dies. And you can, what I love when they do these dies where you can cut like multiple flowers at the same time, or you could use this just, you know, with your message to cut it out. I like that. And this one's a interesting texture thing. It kind of would be fun to use, like cut this out in brown or tan and age it and just tuck it behind things. I love that. So there's lots of options here with the pears, but and there's some really neat ribbon that's in like the olive color. The gems, I've already started using some of the gems for other things, but I like that these are like, I think they're shaded spruce. They're like that blue-green, dark blue-green, and then I don't know what color that is. Does it say? Does it say? No, it doesn't. But I would guess like garden green maybe, and then yellow. Okay, so this paper is really beautiful. It's just very pretty. What am I going to use it for? I have no idea. I could totally see making some beautiful cards with this though. I really love this paper, and the back is just a simple, it's like a dark gray or black grid with some green lines. Okay, so that is gorgeous. Let me try to spread this out a little bit. 2 sheets of that. 2 sheets of this. This is an all over like border print, which would be great for scrapbooking, or cut this, you know, when you cut this down, you could have the card fronts like I like to stamp and make. And the back is this really pretty kind of peach. I think it's called Pretty in Pink. I should look at my colors. Basic beige, darling duckling, mossy meadow, old olive, petal pink, and secret sea. See, I knew that wasn't quite black. Boy, that secret sea is dark though. All right, and then this is just an all over pear, and the way they've done it is so that the die cuts will cut these out, so you can put that on there, cut them out, and just use that whole page. The pears cut out. I don't know, did the double pears? No. Yes, hold on a minute. Yes, I think they do. Look at that. Ta-da! They do. So you can basically cut almost everything out in this pack. I'm not sure. I think even the flowers will cut out. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we can cut out everything and just use this as a cut apart page using the dies. Sweet. I like that. And then you have all the pieces that you need. And then let's see, do we love the back since we're going to use the front? Ooh, that's really neat looking. But I could give it up to get those pears that I don't have to color. This one is really interesting. It's very busy, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a blue background. You can't tell that it's blue maybe, but it's like secret sea. And I love how the blue on here just pops off of it. So that's really pretty. And the back is that duckling color. This one is not my favorite. It looks like grandma's wallpaper or something, but on the other hand, when you mix it with the other stuff, it's gonna look amazing. Just imagine it with that pink, you know. Yeah, pretty. This would make a really cool file folio like I made the other day. Oh, the back is really nice though. Nice print. And then we have more golden pears with the greenery. And the back, yes, green. I like a more solid pattern. I like these kind of patterns to go along with everything. So this is gorgeous. I wasn't sure I would want pears, but here I am loving pears. Go figure. You know, I have lemons, and I did order more of that Mediterranean bloom paper because I used it all up last year, and I'm finding a lot of uses where I wish I would have had more of that paper. I can't believe I'm even saying that. But here I am. Okay, the other suite, you know, they needed to come out with some Halloween, and they have announced a couple of new kits, and there is a new Halloween kit that I do not have. It will be live in July. Some of the people who had their regional retreats in other parts of the country, that was their make and take, was using some of these pieces. But I want to show you this set. It is called Spooky Sweet, and it is fun, you guys. Okay, I've already started seeing some scrapbook pages made with this, and I'm like, oh, cool. They did Halloween well. So we have, these are like streets, right? Or little vignettes that are cut apart, or you could use it as a strip. Really cool. The back, look at that pattern. It is so cool. Love that. This one is an all over pattern of candy. I love it. And the back is like orange and Secret Sea and black, and it's neat. This is a neat pattern. Let me show you close up. You can see the orange flecks in it. Cool, cool, cool. So that's a really great pattern. Here is windows along a brick wall. The back is this orange stripe. So cool. I love it. And then we have some pages of cut aparts where you could make treat bags and use these as labels. And oh my gosh, so cool looking. You could cut these apart, use them on scrapbook. The back is a gray kind of pattern. Looks like sidewalk. Looks like something I would use for a racetrack page. I don't know. We'll see. And then this is so cute with the little critters and different little Halloween characters. I think those are pretty cute. And then the back is orange. I would use this one in a heartbeat and give up the critters for the orange, because love that. And I love, it's like a grid of black dots and gray dots on the background. I really like that a lot. So you can tell I like the Halloween a lot. And I feel the same way about the paper that's coming out in September. These are actually punch outs. You know, in that Wildflower Celebration birthday set, they had all these little punch outs that you could use to make cards and treat bags and goodies and scrapbook pages, etc. And these are all punch outs, and you get 2 pages of them. And so it's very similar to that birthday set where we're going to have a lot of ephemera to play with, to use, without buying any stamps to have to color and cut if you don't want to. But they do have a stamp that you can color and cut. I love the font. Don't worry, eat sweet. That's like my whole life story. That's what I told my doctor this morning. He told me my blood sugar has gotten or my A1C has gotten so low I need to eat more sweets. And that's weird. That's not something you hear every day. Okay, so here, little scatter, and it would be great above the potion, right? That little stamp there, and the little kitten and dog. Yes, adorbs. And I really like this little fence and the haunted house and the bats. These are like the little pumpkin buckets and the broom. Just great. Just everything about this set I love. It has, now these little dots are actually foam. They're like puffy foam, kind of like really super thin fun foam. But they're sparkly and sticky. And so you can just peel them off and stick them onto treat bags and things like that. There's some iridescent-ish colored ribbon. I think this is Petunia Pop. It's kind of a neat pink, and it's got like iridescent-y, shiny stuff in it. And then there are some iridescent treat bags. And you know, at first I was like, I don't need treat bags. But then I was playing with them a little bit, and they change colors, and they're orange and they're purple, and they kind of go from orange to pinkish purple. They're very, very cool looking. And so those will be kind of fun. I definitely don't have as many trick-or-treaters as I used to. I used to get over 100, and now I'm down to about 70 or 80. And the last few years when the weather has been so bad, we've gone down to like 30, and those are like the people where their parents drop them off and they run up to the door and run back. You know, we don't, so I'm hoping the weather's better this year, and I'm definitely going to make some treats. So there you go. That is what I've purchased. There is a really cool new sunflower embossing folder that is absolutely gorgeous. I have ordered it. It is not here yet. There's a couple of other things on there that are really, really neat. And there are a couple of Christmas sets that you may absolutely love. I have to be inspired when I order them, so I may order them later when I see other people's artwork. That's just kind of how it goes. So I hope that you enjoyed the card and the sneak peek of the stuff coming up in the next, that's not even 2 weeks away. So there you go. All right. I hope that you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll let you know colors or sizes or anything you need. Have a good afternoon.